Sherry Davidson here, and I'm in a Providence home. We're going to now be talking about the testing for the Energy Star homes. And Frank, if you will explain to us what we're doing here.
Sure, thanks Sherry. The whole point of all the things that we've talked about today is we need somebody to verify all the things that we're saying and designing are built the way we want them to be built to meet the energy performance. And Michael O'Donoghue with Jacksonville Building Science is our resident expert, and Michael's company and Michael himself actually conducts the tests, the various tests that he's going to describe on our homes to show how energy efficient they are.
Hello, my name is Michael O'Donoghue, and the company that I work with is called Jacksonville Building Science. Providence has hired us to not only do the load calculations, but to do the duct design work, as well as come in afterwards and do all of the testing. We do 3 tests. We do the Energy Star required tests, which are the blower door test and the duct blaster test, and then we also do an airflow measurement test. All 3 of those tests assure that when the homeowner moves into the house, they have a tight home, their ducts don't leak, and they have even distribution of air so they have a comfortable house to live in. This first test is called the blower door, and what it does is it actually draws air from the home and measures that amount of air that it's drawing out of the home to give us an accurate measurement of how leaky the house is. If you look here at the computer actually controls a test. We put the parameters in, and the computer will instruct the fan what pressures to set and how fast it needs to go to be able to draw the air out of the house. And the net result is that curve there, and you can see the curve is a straight line, and it shows all the data points on that. That allows us to accurately detect and understand how much air is being drawn out of the house. The blower door actually is rather noisy, so we'll just run it very quickly. But you can get a sense what it does. The fan fires up and pulls air out of the house. The computer measures the pressure across the fan and actually how much air is being drawn. All that data then allows us to do the analysis to determine how leaky the house is. And typically the Providence homes are very tight. They have air changes per hour at the designated static pressure of somewhere around 3.5, which is really, really excellent. The second test that we do is commonly known as the duct blaster test. And what we do in this test is we draw air through the ductwork with a fan, and we measure how much air is going through that fan, and that tells us how much air we're pulling through the ducts as a result of the leaks. The test that we do is called the test to the outside. We're actually measuring how much duct leakage there is outside of the home. Not duct leakage inside the home, but duct leakage in the attic. And typically, the results we get are very good. But as you can see, this equipment, we have the fan connected to one of the large main returns, and we draw air through the ductwork, and we measure it with our pressure meter. So what I'll do now is I'll turn it on, and you can see that this small fan is pulling air through the ducts, and we're actually able to measure the pressure drop across that. And with that data, we can calculate how much airflow is coming through the ductwork. Now, there's a standard that tells us what the limit is on how much airflow we can have going through the ductwork as a result of the leaks. The current standard for Energy Star is 6% duct leakage, and typically the Providence homes come in the range of 4 to 5%. The third and final test that we do is rather unique to Providence in that they actually have us measure the air flowing out of all of the grills, all of the supply grills, and all of the air going back into the return grills. Since we do the load calculations, we do what's called a room-by-room load calculation, so we know exactly how much airflow is required in every room. So this grill, for example, here in the dining room, we know how much airflow is supposed to come out of there. But what most people don't do is they don't bother coming back afterwards and determining how much air really is coming out of that ductwork. What we do, we use this flow hood, and we put it up to the grill like this, and we measure the airflow. And if you listen very quietly or very closely, you'll hear the computer talk in about 20 seconds, and it'll tell you how much air is flowing out of that grill.
Cool part, you can edit that part out.
This flow hood is unique in the industry. There are flow hoods around that a lot of test and balance companies use, but the one that we use is unique in that it communicates directly with the computer. And there's no way that we can do what's called gaming, where you can adjust the number. The computer captures the data from the flow hood and records it, and it's there forever. So in that respect, there's a tremendous amount of accuracy and certainty when we do the test. Not only do we know what we're measuring, but there's no way that we can alter it to make it more right.